In last week's midweek video, I spoke about our fixation on dropping items to count down to the new year and where it came from. As we actually celebrated the new year, I was surprised at how many people asked me if I was going to have pork and sauerkraut for New Year's Day. It got me wondering why that's something that so many people do. In fairness, this seems to be a regional tradition in areas that are heavily influenced by German heritage. A part of that is simply practicality. Historically, people of German descent raised pigs and their meat was prevalent. But it also had some symbolism. Pigs are foragers who are constantly moving forward looking for new sources of food. Connecting with the pig, even if it is through consuming them, it was thought to bring good luck, to identify with moving forward and finding new things. Linda Pelagio, a culinary historian, who knew that was a thing, says it's good to always go forward into the next year. You don't want to go backwards. She then added, for instance, we would not eat lobster for luck in the new year because lobsters walk backwards. Pelagio went on to say that pork is also considered good luck because it is so rich in fat, and the fat signifies prosperity. Some people eat pork on the first day of the year in hopes that it will bring a lucky, prosperous year for them. As far as sauerkraut goes, Drew Anderson, co-founder of Cleveland Kraut, points out that back in the day before refrigeration, fresh vegetables were consumed throughout the growing season, and cabbage was a main crop in Germany. In late fall, any cabbage that was still around was placed into barrels to begin the fermentation process. Typically, sauerkraut would be ready around New Year's Day. And so, the tradition of pork and sauerkraut was born. Now, I like traditions as much as the next person. I also have a high need to understand things, so I want to know the backstory in the traditions. And while many people probably don't care why we drop things on New Year's Eve or why we eat pork and sauerkraut on New Year's Day, we do need to take care when it comes to other things that we do on a routine basis. Like going to church, for instance. Sadly, I'm sure that many people get up on a Sunday morning, put on their Sunday clothes, go to their church, sit through a service, and then go back home again without ever thinking about what they're doing or why they're doing it. Going to church is important. The writer of Hebrews says that we're not to forsake gathering together. Rather, we're supposed to encourage one another. You see, church isn't a place to go on Sunday morning. Church is the people that gather together for the purpose of encouraging one another. Don't give up the tradition. Recognize the point of it and practice it well. Come to think of it, regular church attendance and regular words of encouragement for each other would be a couple of really good New Year's resolutions, wouldn't they?